for centuries, the Room of Requirement has remained one of Hogwarts' greatest mysteries. An ever-changing, sentient space that provides what is needed to those who seek it. But what if there was something more to it? What if its limits were not just unknown, but entirely non-existent? Wizards and witches have speculated, experimented, and even relied on it in times of great need. Yet no one has ever truly reached its boundary. Today, we unravel the enigma of the Room of Requirement and why no one has ever found where it ends. If it ends at all. The room's first documented mention comes from Albus Dumbledore himself, who humorously recalled stumbling upon a lavatory stocked with chamber pots when he was most desperately in need of one. However, the room's true capabilities were demonstrated during the Second Wizarding War, when Dumbledore's army used it as a fully furnished, heavily warded training ground. This was not simply a hidden nook. It was a vast, self-sustaining environment that seemingly read the thoughts of those inside it. Hermione Granger, ever the logical mind, speculated that the room's magic might be tied to Hogwarts itself, responding dynamically to the castle's needs and its inhabitants. But if this is true, then how deep does its magic go? Could it be limitless, drawing power from the very enchantments that sustain Hogwarts? One of the most compelling theories suggests that the Room of Requirement is not bound by the same magical laws that govern other enchanted spaces. Unlike a simple extension charm which enlarges a fixed area, the room appears to create entire environments from nothingness. When Voldemort's forces infiltrated the castle, Draco Malfoy and his cohorts conjured an enormous, cathedral-like version of the room filled with towering shelves of hidden artifacts, a space so massive that even seasoned wizards like Severus Snape never fully explored it. This raises a chilling question. Does the Room of Requirement generate entirely new realms within Hogwarts, or does it tap into something far older, far deeper? Perhaps, just like the Forbidden Forest extends beyond the boundaries of the school, the Room of Requirement reaches into a space we have yet to comprehend. Another intriguing aspect of the room is its apparent sentience. It does not just provide objects or locations, it safeguards secrets. Regulus Black's theft of Slytherin's locket from within the room suggests that it stores what is placed inside indefinitely, yet it remains unseen and untouched unless specifically sought out. This is no ordinary magic. It hints at an intelligence beyond human understanding, similar to the enchantments woven into the Marauder's map, or the Hogwarts staircases that shift at will. But while those magical objects are finite, the Room of Requirement continues to evolve, as though it is an extension of Hogwarts itself. Could it be that Hogwarts, a castle built on ancient, untamed magic, houses within it a space that operates beyond the limits of wizardkind's known spells? If so, it may not be that no one has found the room's limits, but that they never truly existed in the first place. If the Room of Requirement truly has no boundaries, it poses a startling possibility. What if it is not merely a hidden chamber, but a self-contained dimension existing parallel to Hogwarts? The way the room adapts to its seekers' needs suggests something far more advanced than even the deepest magical knowledge can explain. It doesn't just transform, it manifests entire realities. When Dumbledore's army needed a training ground, it provided weapons, books, even food. When students required a place to hide, it became an endless labyrinth of forgotten objects. But when Voldemort's forces hunted Harry Potter within its depths, it displayed its most fascinating and terrifying trait: an ability to seal itself from the outside world, effectively erasing its own existence. No known magical space has demonstrated such an advanced defense mechanism. What does that mean for its nature? Could it be that the room exists beyond the constraints of space and time as wizards understand them? The implications of this are staggering. If the Room of Requirement is truly boundless, then in theory, it could house infinite variations of itself, each one an extension of the desires of those who seek it. This may explain why no two seekers ever seem to experience the exact same room unless their needs align. The room does not simply change its appearance. It becomes a different place entirely for every person who enters it. During the Battle of Hogwarts, multiple groups accessed the room at different times, yet none seemed aware of its other incarnations until the final confrontation. This suggests the room can exist in multiple states simultaneously, a magical phenomenon unseen anywhere else in the wizarding world. Even time-turners, with their intricate manipulation of temporal mechanics, do not allow for the kind of simultaneous independent realities that the room appears to generate. What, then, fuels such an extraordinary power? One theory traces its origins back to Hogwarts' founders, particularly Rowena Ravenclaw. Known for her unparalleled intellect and mastery of enchantments, she created the enchanted diadem that enhanced wisdom. If she had the ability to craft such an artifact, is it possible she also devised the magic behind the room? Some scholars speculate that the Room of Requirement may have been Ravenclaw's most ambitious creation, an experiment in living magic that grew beyond even her control. The fact that the room is closely associated with knowledge, secrecy, and adaptability lends weight to this idea. The possibility that the room is an extension of Ravenclaw's intellect, an evolving, self-aware spell of unparalleled complexity, would explain why its full potential has never been unlocked. After all, who could hope to outthink the greatest mind Hogwarts has ever known? But if the Room of Requirement is a limitless magical force, it raises an unsettling question. Could it ever become too powerful? If left unchecked, could it consume Hogwarts itself? Magic, as any skilled wizard knows, has its own will. Spells can take on unintended consequences, and objects infused with powerful enchantments can grow beyond their creator's intent. The Room of Requirement has already demonstrated an ability to conjure entire landscapes, to store centuries' worth of magical artifacts, and to evade detection even from the most skilled legilimens. If it continues to evolve, it may one day become something even Hogwarts cannot contain. A force untethered, a pocket reality breaking free from its original anchor. Some believe that if the castle were ever to fall, the room would be the last thing standing, a lingering ghost of the school's magic, forever shifting, forever waiting for the next wizard to need it. If the Room of Requirement is indeed boundless, then the real question is not whether it has limits, but whether wizards have ever truly understood it. Throughout history, even the most powerful magical minds have only scratched the surface of its potential. Albus Dumbledore, arguably the greatest wizard of his age, acknowledged that he did not fully comprehend its magic. Tom Riddle, despite his obsession with controlling and preserving power, never sought to harness it. And Harry Potter, though he used it in moments of great need, never attempted to explore its deepest mysteries. The room seems to operate on a level beyond conscious thought, responding to instinct, necessity, and perhaps something even more elusive: magic, in its purest, most untamed form. If we accept that the Room of Requirement is a living spell, constantly adapting, shifting, and expanding, then its lack of limits makes perfect sense. It is not constrained by the rules of known magic because it was never designed to be. Unlike enchanted objects, which hold fixed magical properties, the room evolves with time, circumstance, and those who seek it. It is neither completely under Hogwarts' control nor fully independent. It exists in a state of perpetual flux, bending reality itself to meet the desires of those who enter it. If there is a limit to the room, it may not be physical, but conceptual. Perhaps the only boundary it has is the imagination of the witch or wizard who calls upon it. This would explain why no one has ever truly mastered the Room of Requirement. While Hogwarts is a place of learning, the room does not adhere to structured knowledge. It is chaos made functional, an ungoverned force that shapes itself around the unpredictable nature of human need. It provides, but it does not explain. It protects, but it does not judge. It hides, but it does not forget. It is an enigma that exists beyond the realm of traditional magic, a space that defies categorization, and perhaps one of the last true mysteries of the wizarding world. So, why has no one found the Room of Requirement's limits? Because, in a way, it has none. It is a paradox woven into the very foundation of Hogwarts. A place that can only be understood by those who seek it, yet never fully grasped by those who try to control it. And perhaps that is exactly as it was meant to be. After all, some magic isn't meant to be contained. Some magic is meant to remain a secret, waiting in the heart of Hogwarts for those who truly need it.